Number 9. Nightmare. The Nightmare ride was found in the Camelot theme park in Lancaster, UK, up until November 2012, when the entire theme park was shut down due to low attendance. The theme park acquired the ride for £3 million in 2005, but wasn't reopened to the public until 2007. At just 87 feet in height, yet over 2,600 feet long, the Nightmare featured heaps of loops and hoops. No matter how formidable, the ride and indeed the whole park had to close down because of the biggest nightmare of all: low visitor numbers. Closed after 29 years of service, the Nightmare still stands but rusted away into oblivion. Number 8. Son of Beast. Son of Beast, located at Kings Island, was the tallest, fastest, and only looping wooden roller coaster on Earth when it opened in the year 2000. Coasting over a whopping $20 million, Son of Beast was the second longest and first wooden hypercoaster, breaking the 200-foot height barrier. It wasn't long before riders began criticizing the coaster for a rough ride and a head-splitting experience though, peaking in a 2006 incident where 27 injuries were reported after the coaster's trains abruptly stopped because of a fracture in the wooden structure, and was involved in yet another scandal in 2009 where one lady claimed that the rough ride gave her an aneurysm. Son of Beast then ceased to operate until 2012, where it was shattered to smithereens by Kings Island. Son of Beast was for sure a beastly ride. Number 7. Big Bad Wolf. Now this one is one of the most iconic coasters to have ever existed. Big Bad Wolf was certainly one big bad roller coaster. Situated in the Oktoberfest section of Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Virginia, the ride was in service for more than 25 years before permanently closing on September the 7th, 2009. The 3-minute long ride featured a rickety trip through a mock Bavarian village, narrowly missing houses and shops. Big Bad Wolf had thrill seekers being dropped not once but twice, with the second drop a stomach-churning 80 feet high before zooming straight towards the death trap surrounding river at 48 miles per hour. I say death trap because the Big Bad Wolf truly lived up to its name when it caused 2 fatalities, the first one in 1993 and the next a decade later in 2003. The Big Bad Wolf was closed in 2009 because it had reached the end of its service life. John Riley, Busch Gardens Williamsburg Executive Vice President and General Manager, stated that the ride was never dangerous. It's a safe ride and has always been a safe ride, but that was before the Big Bad Wolf blew 909 feet over the Las Vegas Strip in 1996. During its heyday, the high roller was comfortably positioned right on the top of the Stratosphere Tower, otherwise known as the tallest freestanding observation tower in the United States. Unlike the rest of the roller coasters we've seen, the high roller was not a wide ride. The height alone was enough of a thrill. However, that's not the only distinction high roller has. The ride has more breakdowns than any other ride in the world. One incident in particular saw 2 wheels fly off, wrecking the train and leaving riders stranded 909 feet in the air. It's no surprise that this ride was dismantled in December 2005. Number 4. Steaming Demon. When this next roller coaster was first constructed at Pontchartrain Beach, it was known as the Raging Cajun and boosted an incredible 95-foot drop. In years since, it has changed its name to the Steaming Demon. As the years rolled by, the Demon grew increasingly rough and was no longer safe. The good news is that the Demon is actually scheduled to reopen soon, but this time round it will be incorporating a virtual reality component. Yet, you heard us right, riders will be given the opportunity to wear a VR headset which will simulate the experience of Number 3. The Jester. The Jester had a similarity-troubled life of consistent renovation. Originally announced in 1992, in 1993 it was delayed until 1996, where it was supposed to be revealed under the name Wacky Twister. But the theme park was bought out by Warner Bros, who, in an attempt to tie the new ride with Batman, they named the roller coaster the Joker's Revenge. They even repainted the entire roller coaster to a bright pink color scheme. After mechanical problems in 2000, 2001, the Joker's Revenge was unfortunately shut down. But that's far from the end of the story, as Comet goes under the name of Wipeout. It now shoots adrenaline junkies through a sickening 6 inversions at 50 miles per hour, 3 forwards and 3 backwards. There's also a petrifying drop from a dizzying 110 feet and a G-force of 5.2, both of which are the highest on this list. No wonder this was voted the UK's best roller coaster. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have the Sea Viper. With a height of 91.8 feet and speeds of up to 43.5 miles per hour, the Corkscrew, named the Sea Viper in 2010, was a popular coaster at SeaWorld Coast Goes, Queensland, Australia. It was closed for maintenance in 2014 and then mysteriously never reopened. Maybe because of spooky goings on, or maybe they found a secret Indian burial ground, or maybe they just couldn't be bothered to finish it. You decide. Either way, the Sea Viper lasted from 1982 to 2014.